Cause all I do is win.
Hi everyone, I'm Dylan and this is Zach.
Welcome to our Superbowl edition of Go!
This week we'll be recapping last week's AFC and NFC games, previewing the Super Bowl, and giving a special shout out that Pats fans especially are going to want to stick around for. We'll also have a Super Bowl edition of One Last Question and more.
So, let's get started.
The biggest news last week was the AFC and NFC championship games.
Here's a recap of the two games.
Peyton Manning and the Broncos advanced to the Super Bowl after beating the Patriots in the AFC championship game. Manning threw for 400 yards and controlled the game with 2 touchdown drives that lasted over 7 minutes each. The Patriots offense spent most of the game on the sidelines, and their recent powerful run game was almost non-existent. The final score was 26-16. The Seahawks battled the 49ers for a spot in Super Bowl 48. It was a game of revolving leads where neither quarterback had their finest performances. The Seahawks, behind 10 in the second quarter, finally got on the scoreboard with a field goal and tied the game in the third quarter. The 49ers answered that touchdown by driving home for one of their own and taking the lead 17-10. But the Seahawks were not finished yet. They went on to score 2 additional field goals plus a touchdown. 49ers tried to repeatedly chip away at the Seahawks' lead without success. However, they were not about to give up either. Down by 6 points, they brought the ball all the way down the field into the red zone. With 22 seconds left on the clock, Colin Kaepernick threw the ball into the end zone. But a win was not meant to be for the 49ers. The ball was intercepted by Malcolm Smith, essentially ending the game.
Seahawks 23, 49ers 17.
And that's this week's news.
This is game preview for the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl!
The big game is just over a week away, and it's looking like it's going to be a 4-quarter battle between the 2 top seed teams, the Broncos and the Seahawks. The Seahawks, with their defense, hope to pressure Peyton Manning, shut down his pass game, and also take advantage of the predicted cold weather in which Manning has struggled in the past. But the Broncos have been far from one-dimensional this season and will need to keep up their versatile style of play on offense, as well as shut down Seattle's run-oriented game. Denver has done it before, beating 2 very good running teams, the Chargers and the Patriots, in recent weeks. Both Seahawks and Broncos have great kickers, and this may be the key to the win, as it promises to be a tight game. So before we go, we wanted to give you a little preview of next week's Super Bowl party show, where we'll be giving you ideas to help make your Super Bowl party awesome. Here's a little appetizer recipe to get you thinking.
We're making it football mini pizzas.
Set the oven to 425. We have a pizza stone in ours. The ingredients you're going to need is cheese, mozzarella cheese, taco mix cheese, barbecue pork, hamburger, ketchup, biscuit dough, and flour. So you start with your dough and put it in the flour. And you take it, put it on right here, and shape it into a football. Then you can take the barbecue sauce or ketchup and put a little bit on. Then spread it out evenly. Then you want to take your mozzarella cheese, a little bit, put it onto your mini pizza. When you're done with that, you take your meat, a little bit of meat, put it on your pizza. A little bit more should be good. Now you want to put on the taco mix cheese, a little bit. Put that over. And voila, you got your mini pizza. Now just cook it in the oven and it will be done.
Oops. So let's try. Next up is shout out.
Shout out, shout out, shout out. This week we have a special shout out to our team, the New England Patriots. For this week's shout out, we decided to give out some awards to the guys on the team. The first award is for the player with the best use of a pig. No, we're not talking pigskin.
We're talking bacon.
And the winner is Gerard Mayo, who created this amazing, you guessed it, bacon mayo. Gerard is a really nice guy and really funny. We've met him a few times, but when he had an appearance for his mayo, he really made us laugh. He asked us if we played football.
Which we do.
And when I told him I broke my thumb 2 times this season, he responded with,
well, I would like football.
He's always such a nice guy.
And he has some great mayo.
The next award is for the most fan-friendly player.
Devin McCoy.
For always remembering us, for posing for pictures with us dozens of times, and signing countless autographs. Thanks for all your Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook posts. Also, for being a great safety and cornerback. Next award is for stepping up big time all season with an amazing 100+ catches and 1,000+ yards. That, of course, goes to wide receiver Julian Edelman. We could tell you stories about meeting Julian, but nearly everyone has met him.
We could have also given him an award for being fan-friendly.
Julian stays on the field after training camp ends and signs for just about everyone.
They usually have to drag him away.
We'd like to give our final award to Mr. Kraft. Although we did finally get to meet Mr. Robert Kraft this year, this award is for Mr. Jonathan Kraft. This year we were lucky enough to go to this cool event that the Patriots host on the night of the NFL Draft. Jonathan Kraft not only posed for pictures but signed for us, but when he found out his dad hadn't, he took my football
and my helmet
up to the draft room with him. Then he sent them back down, signed by his dad.
We was in shock. So shout out and a big thank you to Jonathan Kraft.
Well, that's it for now. We could give out a dozen more awards. Everyone on the team and around the team that we've met that's always been nice to us.
How about Vince, Dylan? Did you see him on the field helping the young guys on the sidelines during games? Or about Nikovich, Makins, Tom, Ridley?
I know, Zach. That's why we gave the shout out to the whole Patriot team.
Thanks for having a great season. And we're counting the days until training camp. This is one last question. Super Bowl edition.
Every year, all the players on the two teams in the Super Bowl meet with the media and answer questions. If we were at Media Day, here's some questions we'd ask the Seahawks and Bronco players. To Peyton Manning, how is it different preparing for a playoff game or for the Super Bowl compared to a regular season game?
To Coach Pete Carroll of the Seahawks, what was the hardest game you coached this season?
To Richard Sherman, what 3 words would you use to describe yourself? To Russell Wilson, what are the advantages and disadvantages to being shorter than the average quarterback?
To Eric Decker, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
And to Wes Welker, what was the biggest difference you noticed when joining the Broncos?
This has been one last question. Super Bowl edition.
Okay, that's it for now. We hope you liked this week's show. Remember to smack that like button, share it with your friends,
and subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Zach. And this is Fast and Go.